Helios requires innovation at every single level: hardware, software, and systems. It starts with our engineering teams, who designed our next-generation Instinct MI455 accelerators to deliver the largest generational performance increase we've ever achieved.
AMD CEO Lisa Su currently speaking on stage. Ray Wang, founder of Constellation Research, joins us from Ground Zero. Ray, good to have you with us. We heard from Jensen Huang, Vera Rubin. It does seem like Nvidia is doubling down on AI beyond data centers. How significant is this?
This is the next trillion-dollar market opportunity, which is physical AI. Jensen's been talking about it for quite some time. That means autonomous vehicles, that means robotics, that means other devices that are controlled and actually moved using AI and chips that reason on their own. This is the game changer that we are looking for, which is driving the $1 trillion in additional market cap that people are going to put in terms of valuations. And then, of course, the sovereign AI that's going to be powered by Vera Rubin. I think the game changer here was the fact that we didn't think it was in production yet, and they accelerated timelines. This is an announcement they normally give at their GTC event in March, not at CES. So this was a surprise to everybody who was there.
So you say it is a game changer and Vera Rubin has come earlier than anticipated. Does it change perhaps the valuations and how investors look at Nvidia right now?
I think it changes because what they're always worried about is there going to be another announcement? Is there going to be something new on the pipeline? And what they've learned over time is Jensen has a full pipe, at least for the next 3 to 5 years. Why this chip is important, it handles 1 trillion parameters. It's 5 times the performance with only 1.6x more transistors, which means it's even more efficient than what was going on with Blackwell. And of course, they're now in market and in production, which means they're driving demand for new orders as we speak.
So how is Jensen Huang positioning Nvidia right now? It's no longer just a chip company. It's now gone into autonomous vehicles. How do you view this company now?
I think it's important to think about every layer from chips all the way down to software, all the way up to devices. What NVIDIA has is an ecosystem in play. It's got all the chips that are there. It's got the software that powers the chips and the ecosystem, and it's coming across. And this is really what they mean when they're talking about full stack for the physical AI ecosystem. That means the partnership with Mercedes. That means the partnership with what's going on with Siemens. It's basically about putting AI into action. A lot of this has been theoretical, and what they've been able to show is that they've got everything across the full stack that companies and customers can take to market, and taking advantage of the exponential efficiency and infinite possibility with AI.
Ray, we know that Lisa Su of AMD is speaking on stage right now where you are. I'm just wondering, how do the rivals compare? How does AMD compare? How does Intel compare?
Well, they're in different leagues at the moment, right? NVIDIA is dominating the GPU market, and AMD is about to launch their new GPUs to the world so that there's a competitor in the market or an alternative. And Intel, of course, is getting a lot of federal funding and a lot of funding to actually get manufacturing in the U.S. So it's kind of seen as a more state-sponsored kind of approach. All three are playing in different parts of the market and have different roles. And of course, NVIDIA's latest announcement with Grok for an acqui-hire and licensing deal gives them the ability to get into the market Google was in, which is about TPUs. So as we move from training to inference, we're moving from GPUs to TPUs. And of course, NVIDIA is working hand in hand to be able to make that happen and be able to take the efficiencies of both GPUs and TPUs with that acquisition of Grok.
As for AMD, Ray, what would you like to hear from Lisa Su that would perhaps, boost the outlook for the company?
I think on the AMD side, you're going to see a lot of opportunities to talk about more efficient chips, more availability of those chips in more applications. You're going to see a competitor on the other end in terms of ability to get production in play. And so I think it's an important piece for AMD to show that they are the alternative to NVIDIA on the GPU side, and of course, some of the partnerships that they're doing at the data center side. And so you're seeing, because of the demand in the marketplace, it isn't a winner-takes-all market yet. It's still a lot of demand and a lot of chips that are needed to power the revolution and power the commitments that have been made for data centers. We're talking almost 61 billion in data center commitments in terms of the Western world this year, and of course more going forward.